Namaste, dear being, another of me. I'm truly grateful to connect with you here, in this place and time, the physical earth. The reason why, from this higher dimensional perspective, as souls, we dare to embark on this journey, to take on this physical bodysuit and experience this somewhat dense realm, is that one thing is for certain, and that is that we will return. No matter what happens in this reality experience, in this reality movie, in this life, eventually we will return. Eventually we will return to, let's say, home, a higher plane. So if you think of this platform, this plane of creation, as a training ground, as a learning ground, hardcore school, we are learning lessons here. As souls, we are evolving through experiences in this life experience. That's all we get to take with us. You know, in the physical death process, we shed this body. In other words, you leave it here. You leave its flesh and bones. You leave it here. But you will still be you. In other words, when you die, you will still have the astral counterpart of your human. Like, you will still appear as you appear here, as long as you choose to. Our bodies are offering us experiences. Our bodies enable us to experience different dimensions. And we are in them all right now. As long as my consciousness is anchored in this physical body, every time my physical body is awake here, my consciousness is experiencing reality through this body, through this form. In the nighttime, when my physical body is asleep, only then, at least at this point in my journey, I can leave to higher planes, because this body is not anchoring my consciousness in that state. And that's the exact same thing that happens when you physically die, except that you won't return here. Death is in many ways liberation, if you allow yourself to be liberated. Because in the moment of death, you are still going to hold these same energies. For example, if in your emotional body you are holding a lot of heavy energies, that will take you to low astral planes, and you will experience any energy, heavy energy, low energy, or higher energy, higher vibrations, much more intensely. If you feel bliss, if you feel love, if you feel joy, you feel it much more purely. Because in the physical, everything is filtered through your body. Also your memories from higher planes, for example. So in the physical, you cannot remember anything else from like out-of-body experiences but your brain's interpretation of them. And it's not this pure copy, pure memory of exactly what happened. Because there may be things in the higher dimension that your brain is not capable of thinking of, because those things don't exist here. And the moment you slip out of your body and in the astral planes, you can access much more memories that you may have never accessed in your physical body, because once again, it's all about what you have transferred to your physical body. Like, many people don't transfer their nightly astral travels to their bodies, or they may transfer a little bit and it's a vague memory only. You only understand a higher dimension in the higher dimension. So you only access, let's say, astral memories purely in the astrals. But of course, you can learn to transfer more of them here into the physical vessel to understand a little bit better about, well, different planes of existence and your life purpose and what's happening there, all of this. And when you get advanced enough, you can have like a continuum of consciousness during all nights and all days without going unconscious ever. From a higher dimensional perspective, your life is a very, very, very short time. It's like, huh? Although here things appear like linear and it's like, oh, years go by. And I mean, now that the vibrations are raising, time is going so much faster. Focus on acquiring, learning and experiencing, and this what really matters: love, connection with other people, and creation, of course. What did you create during your lifetime? Every time I have hard time accepting that I am here, I remind myself that I'm here learning God, and this is God. This is God. No matter how extreme this experience is, this is still God. This is still God experiencing existence. This is still, universe experiencing existence. This is still all the same energy. We are all the same energy. We are all one. We are all one. We are all one. We are one. Just remembering it's a hardcore school for learning God. Like, we're finding God and this pure love through the most extreme contrast, through hell, through the illusion of separation, through the suffering that we experience because of separation, pain and resistance towards it, and identification with separation and all this. But that's why it's so efficient form of learning. We are forced to learn God in some higher plane where you're so comfortable, and I mean, you may already be in a much higher state of consciousness. Like, the challenge here is the state of consciousness that you hold. Like, when you raise to a higher state of consciousness, it's all okay. But it's like you don't have any other choice. Otherwise, it's suffering. For me, I've learned so many times, if I don't connect with my heart, if I don't remember who I truly am, if I don't connect with divinity, existence is suffering. And what's also suffering is not knowing how much easier it could be. Like, you may be like, oh, this is life, because you have forgotten about this higher experience. But true liberation is when you connect with divinity in you and when you see divinity in everything. And that allows you to enjoy this experience. And you don't want to be elsewhere anymore. Like, for me, that is the only cure. Because it has certainly been a difficult part in my life accepting that I'm in the physical dimension, that I'm in a physical body, that I'm in a world like this. I mean, that's the biggest, like, that I'm in a world like this. It's not so bad to be like experiencing Gaia and Earth and this body. It's beautiful experience. But when you are in a world like this with so many people with closed hearts, not that much love, separation illusion, hardcore, it's a difficult thing to accept, or it's been difficult for me to accept. And the way I accepted, the only way I can accept it, is to see that it's God, it's love, it's still God, it's one, it's all one. Oneness keeps me alive here. Oneness makes me able to stay here. Because if I didn't experience oneness and truth and God, it would be unbearable. After my spiritual awakening, when you truly experience this higher love, existence without it, it's like not an option anymore. It's like you can't do it. For me, if I even try to go into a smaller state of consciousness, to the ego perception, for a day, maybe for two, then it's like the point I can't take it anymore, because it's extreme depression. You long for this higher love, and you have to learn it, because it's like I have this blueprint in me to always stay connected to the higher. It's my life purpose to stay in the higher consciousness, no matter how crazy stuff is going on in the world. Remember who you are. Remember that this is a short, temporary experience, and this will be over sooner than you realize. And from this aftermath perspective, you will see so much more. Even if you don't access everything right now, you will access when you leave your body. And about out-of-body experiences, yes, you can have them. And they will make it even more, let's say, bearable to be here from that perspective, that then you get this liberation that otherwise you would only get after death. You get it like nightly. But still remember that there is a reason and a purpose you are here now. Always see wider than just this. See yourself from up above. See how it's okay to be here. No matter what. No matter what. It's okay. It's only an experience. It is only an experience. Everything is a bonus from the soul's perspective. Every day you spend here, it's part of the whole, it's part of the experience. And it's part of something you get to take with you when you leave. I know that from the higher dimensional perspective, this is something incomprehensible, because you don't get to experience this there. Like here, we don't get to experience the higher plane exactly. In the higher plane, you may see more and know more and understand more, but you cannot really relate to this type of reality experience if you're not here. So remember and think of this as a trip. Short trip, make it worth it. Bringing this higher love here is the most important thing for you to feel safe here, for you to feel good here, for you to accept your existence here. So connect with your heart center now. Feel this presence, feel this peace. In the silence of the mind, you feel the liberation. When you're not identifying with anything, when you're not identifying with any of this, feel peace. You feel you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Always remember this. It's all okay. Home is here. In your heart. This is home. Namaste. See you soon. See you in another version of this earthly existence. Another part of this journey. Once again, thank you for being here. You are brave. Amen.